Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is the program that's packed with protein and probiotics, and of course you know that means it's good for you. We have it made for you artisanally every day. It's free of MSG. It's free of GMOs, and we're just a good program, healthy. And today we're looking at Psalm 119, verses 100 and 101. So we're even in the triple digits now when it comes to the verses that we're studying. This is such a wonderful psalm, isn't it? So we have about 76 more verses to go, and we've just been enjoying this so much. At least I have. I hope you have too. I hope it's been edifying for you. We're talking about the prime word this week, meditation, and today we come to the second word that sort of carries the water for us with that idea. And here it is in verse 100. More than the old men will I diligently consider, for your precepts I have kept. From every way of the wicked I have restrained my feet, because I keep your word. Now, again, that's my translation, so understand that I'm trying to help us with the learning here of it. There's a better way to translate this, I'm certain. The art of the translator is really an art that is under or misunderstood, because he has to take the kind of wooden meaning and literalism and turn it into something that's a little more palatable for the English tongue or the French tongue or the German tongue as we read it. And that's something that we can appreciate, especially when I read something as choppy and junky as my own translation. But I want to focus in on how I've translated that last phrase, will I diligently consider. Now, the word there is a word that we've had before in Psalm 119, and it means to be taught or learn. And here it's in a different verbal sense. This particular verbal sense carries the meaning of a causative, but it's also a reflexive. So when you translate this verbal sense, you would come out with, I caused myself to. So you have the causative, it's the action, it's the moving of the verb in a certain direction, but it's also reflexive, and that's where you get the myself. So I have caused myself to learn, in this case, or to understand, in this case. And so when you translate it that way, I have caused myself to learn, then you can glean this translation, diligently consider, because it's reflexive, causative, reflexive. And so the person, the psalmist here, is saying, I'm doing this, which more than the old men, I am causing myself to learn. And then we see what is behind that in the next phrase, your precepts have I kept. So this diligent consideration is based in the precepts. Again, it's just simply meditation. But it's meditation that has its energy in the psalmist, in the person doing it. So we have to make a decision. We have to decide to do this. And then notice the very next thing, because again we have a decision here. In the very next verse, verse 101, from every way of the wicked I have restrained my feet. I love the way John Mason Neal translates that restrained. He says that it should be translated, I've put my feet in the stocks. I've put them in braces. So if we look down at our feet and our feet are, shut into stocks, there's a name that's ascribed across the top of those stocks. And you know what the name is? The Word of God. Because I have restrained my feet from the way of the wicked, because I have kept your word. So the Word of God is the way in which we can keep ourselves from walking in wickedness. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like a good thing to me, because so often we need to take the initiative to stop something from happening in us. And the only way to do it is to apply the Word of God. Let the Word of God be the stocks on your feet. Let it be the thing that you diligently consider, causing yourself to meditate in. Okay, join me tomorrow. We're going to look at verses 102 and 103 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.